following program is paid for by the friends and partners of faithchurch.com.
You are not too young to do what God called you to do with the boldness and authority that He called you to do it. Stop using your age as an excuse not to be who God called you to be. And if anybody tells you you're too young, turn to them and say, I'm sorry, you are not the director of my story.
You don't want to miss this special weekend. Devon Franklin will be speaking with Pastor David on October 7th and 8th. Devon is an award-winning film and TV producer, best-selling author, and in-demand preacher. He has appeared on Oprah's Super Soul Sunday and Black Love on the Oprah Winfrey Network and worked with superstars like Will Smith and Ryan Reynolds. He is an author of 2 best-selling books, Hollywood Commandments and The Wait, which he co-wrote with his wife, actress Megan Good. Invite your friends to be a part of this amazing opportunity to hear from this incredible man of God at Faith Church.
Ladies, get ready as I Am Woman presents Aloha. Come hear an amazing message from Pastor Nicole and get your hula on at the Luau After Party. We will see you in St. Louis at the Earth City campus Friday, October 13th at 7:30, and West Palm Beach, October 20th at 7:30 for this free event. Ladies, get ready for Aloha.
You know, I don't know where you're watching or what time of the day you're watching, but I know you're watching something that's totally going to challenge you and inspire you today. My wife, Nicole's a brilliant communicator, and she put together this talk about obstacles that you're going to love. Are you facing obstacles right now? Things that are challenging? You're like, can I scale that? Can I overcome that? Well, the answer is yes in short form, but she's going to give you a map. She's going to show you how to get from where you are to where you want to go. Also, something very exciting is happening at Faith Church, West Palm Beach and St. Louis. My good friend, Devon Franklin. You know him. He's worked on Karate Kid. He's got a new movie coming out here this fall. Married to Megan Good. We're dear friends. Spent a lot of time together, and he's going to preach with me in just a few days. So at all of our campuses, you get to be a part of this event. Not only is he a movie star, he's just a great guy who loves God. So check it out. While you're listening to Nicole's talk today, go to faithchurch.com and find out all that information that you need to know about Faith Church.
How many of you had like an obstacle to get here today? The outfit didn't work, you couldn't find your shoe, where are my car keys? The kids won't behave, oh my gosh, I spilled my coffee. Anybody have any obstacles? All campuses, let's see. Yeah, obstacles just happen to jump up in the way. When we were on vacation last year, David saw somebody jump off of a mountain with a parachute. And the pilot in him looked up in the sky and said, I want to do that. Nicole, whatever we do on vacation next year, make sure I get to do that. And I'm like, okay. And then he doesn't just want to do it himself, he wants me to do it too. I love that man. So I'll do anything for him. So we booked the vacation and we found a place where you can jump off a mountain with a parachute. So we go to do this thing, and the person that they put me with, because there's a pilot, piloting a parachute is kind of a big deal. And so they put me with a pilot, and the problem is, I brought a picture to kind of show you what was happening. I am really tall, and she was really short. My waistline is here, her waistline is there. Well, what difference does that make? Well, to get off the ground, what you do is you have to run, and you don't run and jump off like a cliff. And to kind of help you visualize that, I brought a picture of where we ran and jumped from. You run, it's a really steep hill, and they find a flatter part of that really steep hill. If y'all could show that picture, the flatter part of that really steep hill, and you see that guy, he's like almost falling off the hill as he gets going, right? So you're supposed to run off that hill before you hit those trees. Because, you know, if you get too close to those trees, you're like, ooh, wah, ah. You're trying to get it. Well, no, that's a bad idea. So the problem is, and cameraman, you might want to go wide because I don't want Weldon to miss this. The problem with that is I run like this. And my little short friend, she runs like this. And she says, here's how we go to get off the ground. I'm going to tell you, run, run, run. And you're going to run, and you're going to feel the parachute fill up with air. It's going to pull back on you, and you just run harder. Like, I can do that. Then she says, and whatever you do, don't look at the ground, because that's where you'll end up. look at the other mountain, and that's where you're gonna go. I don't like her. But I'm like, so many spiritual lessons. When you feel the parachute pull back, don't stop. When you don't look down, that's where you end up. I'm like, wow, she has wisdom, but I still don't like her. So we start running. And she's like, run, run, run. So I'm running. I'm looking up, not looking up, running. But I'm feeling the ground like, and she lied to me. The parachute doesn't pull back on you. The parachute feels like you're in a small car accident. You go, and she's like, run, run, run. I'm like, I'm trying to, but I'm in a back bend, you know? And she's like, run, run, run. And I start running, and all of a sudden some wind catches us, and we start going right, and we're literally falling on the ground. She goes, abort, abort, abort. So I stop running, and I start falling on the ground, and she goes, no, run, run, run. Oh. I'm just here to tell you, between the fear and the fact that the CIA is not recruiting me for my cat-like prowess, we ended up on the ground, and I didn't want to do it again. There's always a good reason to stop. There's always a good reason to stop. Well, you see, I can't do that. I'm 5'11". I'm built like a giraffe and as coordinated as a giraffe. I can't. I couldn't. I shouldn't. There's always a good reason to stop. As a matter of fact, Proverbs 22:13 says, hey, there's a lion in the road. Now, wisdom tells you if there is a lion outside your house, stay inside. There's always a good reason to stop. There's a lion in the road. Yeah, you probably couldn't. You probably shouldn't. Then you probably won't. You know, Michael Phelps, the guy with all the gold medals for swimming, he says, you know, if you want to be the best, you got to do things that other people aren't willing to do. You gotta go early. You gotta go hard. You can't give up when you lose. You can't give up when you fall down. You can't give up when you fail. Everybody wants to run when the marriage gets hard. Everybody wants to run when the job gets hard. Everybody wants to run when they've come to church 3 weeks in a row and God hasn't miraculously undone 25 years of the stuff that we've done. Everybody wants to run. How about staying and making it work? The marriage, with the grades, being moral, with the job, losing weight, actually serving at church, getting the promotion. I guarantee you this, if you don't try for it, you're not gonna get it. We gotta try. What are you letting stop you? Well, I'm not letting anything stop me. I don't like the way you said that. Oh, well, I didn't. The Bible did. Galatians 6, it says, let us not become weary in doing good. For at the proper time, we will reap a harvest if we don't give up. If we don't, what's the last 2 words? Now y'all are like, well, we're going to talk right now. Okay. No. If we don't what? Give up. Because you're not gonna. Give up. Because God has more for you. God has more for you, Weldon. God has more. God is speaking. I tell you right now, this I know. God is pulling on hearts, and God is making adjustments, and God is igniting things in your spirit during this message. This message isn't a message. This message is a shift in what's happened in your life. You didn't come this far only to get this far. Well, I was on the ground. David was in the air. I had no pressure from him. I could have been like, oh, we tried, it didn't work. Don't you love failing when nobody else sees so you can tell the kind of story you want to tell? Most people, they let the mountain stop them. They let the lion stop them. They stop when it looks hard, and they fall down one time like I did, and they decide not to get up. Doggone it, these were my good genes, and I grass stained them. I don't want another grass stain. I might be able to get it out. But on the other side, on the other side. You see, God's calling us to climb obstacles. And he's like, you know, I've got ways I want you to do stuff. Just making sure nobody was mad at me. There's ways that I've created for you to do stuff so it's manageable and you can do it. I'm gonna get way over here out of the light. Y'all are gonna hate me. But if you're gonna come over here and try and do it on your own, we went rowboating on our vacation. We jumped out of a rowboat, swam in the ocean. David gets right back in the rowboat. Me? Okay, I need a workout, just saying. Doggone it. Okay, there's my workout. God didn't create you to work that hard. He's got an easier way. He's got a way that he's lit up. He's got a planned way. And today I'm going to show you the way, and I'm going to show you the way on purpose because there is a blessing on the other side of that obstacle. He's over there saying, you're going to like this so much. I know what I got for you. It is a relief from what you have, and not a relief from what you have, but it's incredible. So I wanted to show you. I didn't want to leave you in this story. We got up and we went running. And as we ran, we got into the sky. And when we got into the sky, I felt like an eagle. It was beautiful. 20 to 30 minutes of hang time. No motors, just the wind. I believe I could fly. Soaring like with wings like eagles. Matter of fact, I brought you a little video clip of it. If you could turn that on for just 1 second with no, there's us. We did it the second day. The next day, the guy brought a camera. Smart dude, he charged me $20 for that video. 4,500 feet over the ground. I didn't like it. I was afraid of it. I didn't think I was talented enough to do it, but I liked it. The blessing was so good. I said, I want to do it again tomorrow. I tell you what, when you get over your obstacle, it's going to be so good, Weldon. It's going to be so good online. You're going to want to do it again tomorrow. But you're going to look at folks, and you're going to look at folks and be like, yeah, well, you see, and you're going to be like, well, see, the people do it like this, and I tried to do it this way, but it didn't work for me because, you see, it's like the Israelites. They tried to walk around the mountain, and they walked around the mountain, and they got stuck for 40 years. It did not work for them, so you obviously can't do it that way. Oh, friends, don't look at people's experience. You can't look at people's experience because what they had experienced is because, I'm going to pause and say they're in the physical and not in the spirit. You don't have a physical problem. If you're a note taker, write this down. You don't have a physical problem. I don't care if it's a tumor. I don't care if it's grade. I don't care if it's depression. I don't care if you're flat broke. I don't care if you don't have a way home. You don't have a problem in the physical. You have a problem in the spirit. The reason I say that is because the spirit controls the physical. Well, how can you say that? Well, because if you go to Genesis 1, the very first verses, people get confused, which comes first, the chicken or the egg? You got to have the chicken to have the egg. You got to have chicken. I don't know how it happens there. What we don't get confused about is which came first, God or light. It says that God was in the darkness. He looked out and didn't want it anymore, so he said, light be, and light was. The spirit controlled the physical. The Spirit of God said, and I want some mountains, and they were. And he said, I'm going to give borders to the ocean, and it did. And I'll create gravity to keep people on the earth. And the Spirit regulates the temperature on the earth, and the Spirit keeps the planets aligned. The Spirit controls the physical. We don't have a physical problem, we have a spiritual problem. Because when the Israelites walked around the mountain and it didn't work, I'm really glad Joshua didn't let that stop him from walking around Jericho, because all it took was 7 days of walking, one time a day, and by the end of 7 days, he never had to lift a hammer. The walls came a-tumbling down, my friend. Don't look at what happens to people. Listen to the Spirit of God. I want to help you stop tripping over what you're supposed to get victory over. You're looking at what they did, and you're saying, well, it didn't work. It's not working for me this way. God's like, I didn't call you to walk around the mountain. I know you. I know how you are. You're my baby. I watched you. I created you. So with you, I'm going to have you climb on your hands and knees, and it's going to be so easy for you to just come up this way. Somebody else would slide right down, but no, not you. That's how I created you.
Hey, we're getting right back into Nicole's talk in just a second, but I want to personally invite you to come be with me and my dear friend, Devon Franklin. I asked Devon, come in some weekend and just preach with me. Guess what? He is. He's getting ready to do it. You know him. He's married to Megan Good, done a lot of movies with Will Smith, got a new movie coming out with Oprah here in a few days. I promise you, if you come out, you're going to love it. So if you've been thinking, when's a good week to go to Faith Church? This is going to be it, October 7th and 8th. So as you're watching Nicole, go ahead and get out that smartphone and just go to faithchurch.com. And you can find out everything that you want to know about Faith Church, and probably even stuff that you didn't know that you needed to know. So you're a multitasker. Let's get right back into her obstacle sermon, which is awesome, by the way, right? But go to faithchurch.com while she's talking.
Are we looking at our circumstances? Are we looking at our God? Because if you're a note taker, the thing you're looking at is the thing you have faith in. Well, Daddy had a heart attack, Mama had a heart attack, and Grandpa had a heart attack, and my heart's feeling funny. I'm gonna have to cut down work. No. You're looking at the heart attack. You have more faith in that than you do in God. What we're looking at is what we have faith in. We have to have faith in God because we need weapons in the spirit. Weapons in the spirit, right? Because it's not the physical, it's the spirit. So weapons in the spirit. How do we get weapons in the spirit? 2 Corinthians 10, verse 4. It says, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. What does carnal mean? It means physical. The weapons of our warfare are not physical, but they are mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds. What does that mean? They're spiritual. The weapons of our warfare are not physical, they are spiritual. That's when I get disheartened when people come to church for 2 or 3 weeks in a row and then they're like, oh, well, I got soccer and I got and then we were tired. And then they start, and things start not working. They're like, I don't think that God thing worked anyway. What? No, you got to be close to him. The closer you are to God, the smaller your obstacle gets. The closer you are to God, the smaller the obstacle gets. But when you get away from God and you don't join the I Connect and I don't need growth track and church, I'm going to miss for a couple weeks and take vacation, but I get that. But you know what I'm saying, amen? Right? You get me? But the closer we get to the obstacle, further away we get from God, the obstacle gets bigger. God doesn't want big obstacles in our lives. He wants us to be able to move mountains. Say, I'm a mountain mover. Look at your neighbor and say, I mean it. Yeah, you are. You're a mountain mover. So how do you move mountains? If you have your Bible today, and I pray that you do, and if you don't, bring your Bible to church. I went Catholic on you. That's me being Catholic. I was raised Catholic. Give me a break. You got to write in it. You got to bring it. You got to read it. If it's electronic, that's okay. But you got to be able to circle stuff and highlight stuff and underline stuff and write stuff down when God pricks your heart about it. Because in 2 years and 5 years, you're going to look back at it. It's going to change your life. You're going to be like, but I've only been saved 6 weeks. Yeah, but in 2 years from now, it's going to affect your life. So Mark 11:22. It's the first of 3 things. Right in this passage that tells us how to have weapons in the spirit. And the first one says, Mark 11:22, Jesus said, have faith in God. Sounds easy. I don't really know what faith is. Faith is believing. Faith is believing. Are you believing in that problem? Because you're looking at that and it's big. Are you believing in God? What you look at, what you're looking at, it's what you have faith in. The number one thing he says is have faith in God. And if you go to Ephesians 6, it says above all, take the shield of faith. No, it doesn't say above all, but it says take the shield of faith wherewith you can quench every fiery dart of the enemy. Every dart, every dart, every dart. No matter what he threw at you, it's not a physical problem. It's our campuses, it's a spiritual problem. It's a spiritual problem. The shield of faith will quench every fiery dart. So number one is have faith. Everybody say, have faith. Have faith. Number 2, well, just real quick on have faith. I don't care where you're at. I don't care if you've been a Christian 40 years and you've been in the faith walk and you believe God for big things. God wants to increase your faith. We're fasting for 30 days and invited y'all to be a part of that as a church. And as part of that, God was speaking to David's heart. He wrote some stuff down and he wanted me to say it every day. So I opened my High God book and wrote it on the back page and I read it every day. And the bottom thing said, because you're fasting, you have more confidence in your prayer. You shouldn't have more confidence in your prayer when you fast because you don't earn anything. It's been dependent on me the whole time. I was like, that's good. When he told me, I wrote it down, it's good. The problem is when I was reading it, I would get so far as, you have more confidence when you're fasting. And that would get me because I'm like, God, I don't have more confidence. And then he got on me and he said, no, you don't have more confidence when you're fasting because you don't have enough confidence in me to begin with. Seasoned Christian friends, we've got to believe bigger. If we allow him out of the box, if we allow him to stretch us, if we will truly believe him for everything that he has, what all does he have for you? What all does he have for me? What all does he have for our city? What all does he have for our nation? What all does he have for our children? What all does he have for our legacy? So number 2 is Mark 11:23. And it says, for assuredly I say unto you, whoever says to the mountain, So I say to you, whoever says, everybody say. Whoever says to the mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, and does not doubt in his heart. So number 2 references number 1, right? Does not doubt in his heart, because you got to have faith, which means believe, but believes those things which he says, he will have whatsoever he says. He will have whatsoever he says. So the first thing we got to do is believe. The second thing we got to do is we got to say. And then the third thing we got to do, just a quick story. Can I have 1 second? So back when we were opening the Earth City campus, there was this inspector, and we were about 2 weeks to opening. We built out 125,000 square feet in 10 weeks, which is a miracle of God all by itself. And so we're about 2 weeks out, and we have Joyce Meyer coming to dedicate the building at our very first service, and the guy said, you're not going to be open with your temporary occupancy on that date because I'm going to fail you. And I said, well, we got 2 weeks. Tell me what's wrong. We'll fix it. It's my project. I'm like, I don't want to fail. I'm like, let me fix it. And he said, no, I'm not going to tell you to the day of your temporary occupancy inspection that day. You're not having that service with that lady. Obstacle, right? What do you do with that? Some stuff is out of your control. Your problem is not physical. Your problem is spiritual. So we're just going to say, this building's going to be open. We're going to say this building's going to be open. We're going to say this building's going to be open. So we're just confessing it. We're believing it. We're praying it. And we're moving forward. And about a week later, it's inspection time, and the guy doesn't show up. Another guy comes, and I said, hey, where's our guy? He said, oh, he went on vacation. He was supposed to be back, but he hurt his knee. He's not going to be back for a few weeks. You know, I don't play football, but I could do the touchdown dance. And so about 8 weeks later, because we needed our final occupancy, this person comes back, and I said, man, what happened? He said, craziest thing. He said, I went on vacation and I hurt my knee. I said, were you mountain biking? What? He said, no, I was sleeping. I woke up and I couldn't walk. I said, well, what, did you get surgery or physical therapy? What happened? He said, no, I was in bed for weeks, and I woke up another morning, and I could walk again. God can handle our problems, friend. I'm telling you, he's got this. We have to have faith. We have to say, and then we're going to skip 24 and go to 25. Mark 11:25 says, and when you stand praying, because you got to pray, if you have anything against anyone, what's that next word? Yeah, that's where it gets hard, right? Forgive him so that your Father who's in heaven can forgive you. If we don't forgive them, he can't forgive us. And then we're not lined up, and we can't believe a God who we've disconnected ourselves from. Forgive means you have to find out how spiritually strong you are. And we have to forgive somebody who wasn't sorry and accept an apology that was never given. It's hard. I want you to look at 2 people and say, I can do it. Look at another person, I can do it. You might have to do it every morning, but you're gonna do it. And sometimes these big obstacles are moved by small steps. That's what Growth Track is for. It's to get you deeper and tell you about this stuff. That's what iConnect is for. It's to help you connect with people and have the right people. We want to go over in a giant leap, and we want God to fix everything a day. And he's like, no, I got some small steps I want you to take, but small tweaks lead to giant peaks, amen? So we got to take one step at a time. It looks like Big Dave used to say, we called him Big Dave because we had Big Dave and we had my husband, and how do you differentiate them? So Big Dave used to say, it looks like you're going slower, but you're really going faster. It looks like, well, I just keep plodding along. Better to plod along with God than to be racing the wrong direction with the devil. With God, it could be business as usual, but with God, it could be business as unusual. Wouldn't that be cool? But there's a key. Everybody say a key. Before we get to the key, I want to tell you the promise. So let's go to Mark 11:24, the promise. It says, therefore, whatever things you ask when you pray, believe you receive them and you will have them. You will.
I know a lot of you guys are watching right now going, man, is that church, really? I thought church was irrelevant. I I didn't know there was anything in church that actually helped me. You know, Nicole and I every week try to bring something to you on Sunday that helps you on Monday. And so if this was a blessing and it helped you today, I promise you, you're going to love Faith Church. And there's an event coming up in a few days with my good friend, Devon Franklin. You know him. He's done a lot of movies, The Karate Kid, with Will Smith. He's doing a new one right now with Oprah that's coming out. He's married to Megan Good, right? That guy is one of my good friends, and he's a preacher. Can you believe it? So we're going to preach together October 7th and 8th, and it's going to be a weekend you don't want to miss. So maybe you've been thinking, wonder when I should go to Faith Church. That would be the weekend. Go to faithchurch.com, check it all out, as well as, I don't know if you know it or not, but I wrote a new book called Solving Your Money Problems. You can get all that information as well. It's on the website right on the bottom of your screen right now. This is a book that I designed to help you get from where you are right now struggling. Maybe the obstacle for you is debt. Maybe it's like, I don't know how in the world I would ever get out of debt. I'm sick and tired of the pressure. I wrote this book because I figured out how to budget and actually make it comfortable. How to get in control of your life. Instead of letting MasterCard master your life, you get in control of it. So today, all the information's on your screen, and I would love to get this book into your hands. I hope to see you this weekend at the Faith Church.
Not to be who God called you to be. And if anybody tells you you're too young, turn to them and say, I'm sorry, you are not the director of my story.
You don't want to miss this special weekend. Devon Franklin will be speaking with Pastor David on October 7th and 8th. Devon is an award-winning film and TV producer, best-selling author, and in-demand preacher. He has appeared on Oprah's Super Soul Sunday and Black Love on the Oprah Winfrey Network and worked with superstars like Will Smith and Ryan Reynolds. He is an author of 2 best-selling books, Hollywood Commandments and The Wait, which he co-wrote with his wife, actress Megan Good. Invite your friends to be a part of this amazing opportunity to hear from this incredible man of God at Faith Church.
Ladies, get ready as I Am Woman presents Aloha. Come hear an amazing message from Pastor Nicole and get your hula on at the Luau After Party. We will see you in St. Louis at the Earth City campus Friday, October 13th at 7:30, and West Palm Beach, October 20th at 7:30 for this free event. Ladies, get ready for Aloha.
People connect, families grow, lives change. People connect, families grow, lives change.
Preceding program was paid for by the friends and partners of faithchurch.com.